One of the great European fillies races is race 4 on day 3 at the Qatar Goodwood Festival. It is the Qatar Nassau Stakes. It's a small field, but it's very select. It's 2,000 meters, plenty of giving the ground. No great challenges for one or two of these who've been here before. When we have a look at the race card, you'll see that number 3, Nashwa, sets the bar and she sets it high. Last year's winner of this race, and she was impressive. Above the curve, number 1 has a solid place chance, and it's great to have a high-quality French raider. The French dual classic winner, number 4, Blue Rose Sen. Carnarvon, a never-ending story, round out the sextet. Let's get straight into the galloping clues, and 2 of them. 2 for the price of 1. Number 3, Nashwa. Take us back 12 months, John. This race, last to first, under Holly Doyle. Nashwa was terrific on this day.
Yeah, she certainly was, given the way the race was run as well. She had to knock out some pretty impressive sectionals as she turned for home to get herself into a position to actually go on and then take the race out. So it was a very nice performance. And she's had 1 or 2 little issues this season. We'll come to those later. But I think she's primed for this. They've obviously had this race in the calendar for a while, and she'll go very, very well.
Let's move on from this day last year to Newmarket a couple of weeks ago. The ground had got plenty soft. This was a mile. The foul was mistakes. The key to Nashwa is smooth sailing. When she settles under restraint, she's a terrific filly. When she pulls on the front end, she's vulnerable. In the Falmouth, she settled beautifully under Holly Doyle. She made her way through the field and she powered clear late on. Won a Group 1 race, galloping the others bow-legged. We know she's bang on form now. If she settles, she sets the bar very high indeed. But let's deal with a couple more and let's verbalize the French raider. There's been a bit of a French revival at the top level this season. A Blue Rose Sen, John, has been at the forefront with 2 excellent Group 1 wins at a mile and a mile and a quarter.
Yeah, representing the wonderful racing dynasty, of course, of Christopher Head and the rest of the family. 7 wins from 9, 3 from 3 this season. Winner of the French 1,000 Guineas and the French Oaks as well. She's actually had a nice run in transit each time in terms of the draw, but in terms of the pace setup, she's had quite strong gallops to set, and she's found plenty when required. So it's a really terrific clash it sets up with the older filly Nashwa.
In short, do you think she can beat the favourite or Nashwa here?
I think it's very, very marginal. I'm going to go with Blue Rose Sen, but it's only marginal. But I think she really likes the ground as well, the French filly too. But I anticipate a really terrific contest.
A couple more to mention here, and we've got Above the Curve on video. In the Pretty Polly Stakes, this was a somewhat messy race. She got a bang late on. The form book here and the ratings suggest she has a bit to find with Blue Rose Sen and in particular Nashwa, but she's likely to get her own way in front, John. And when she does that with giving the ground, she's a good filly, and she ties in very closely with Nashwa on a couple of bits of form.
She does, and as you said, she likes the ground. She's a 2-time Group 2 winner. She's been a little bit unlucky in 1 or 2 starts, most notably in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf in America. She got knocked around there. She did well to finish 7th. So she's a legitimate contender. I wouldn't totally rule her out, and she's definitely got to be considered for exotics.
Al Hussein is the next one we're going to look at. She's an improver, no question about it. Adair, a couple of starts ago, it was only a listed race. She had to work reasonably hard. Then she went on to Newcastle and she beat Nashwa, but that was one of the days when Nashwa was too fresh and too fiery on the front end. Very straightforward question. Is Al Hussein, John, good enough to go close at Group 1 level?
No, because I think what you said about Nashwa building up to the performance at the Falmouth last time out is probably correct. She wasn't very good in her first race either, Nashwa. She's been a work in progress this season. I think Al Hussein caught her on a good day. It was a good effort in its own right, but I still think she's got more to do to prove she's a Group 1 filly.
Rightly or wrongly, I'm clear where I want to go in the Nassau this year. 3 Nashwa, 4 Blue Rose Sen, 1 Above the Curve, and 2 Al Hussein. I think you're going for the French filly instead, John.
Yeah, but not with a huge amount of confidence. I'm just anticipating a great race. I'm going to go with Blue Rose Sen on top with Nashwa in for second. Above the Curve in for third. Filly I've liked for quite some time. And Carnarvon has run really well in 1 or 2 big races. She probably had the run of the race in the Oaks when she ran well at the big price. But if she sits off what could be a reasonable gallop here, actually, she might be able to pick up a few pieces.